Welcome to American Downrange, presented by Clay Como Shooters, the podcast that takes you deep into the world of firearms. From the Second Amendment to self-defense, we cover it all. So get locked and loaded. We're ready to roll.
Welcome back, American Downrange podcast number 2. My name's Herb Butzbach. I am the general manager, Clay Como Shooters, and also the lead instructor. Special guest today, Bobby Davis from 405 Outfitters. And of course, everybody knows Lance, my sidekick. He's the owner of Sniper Blade Works and also my Monday guy at the gun shop and one of my firearms instructors. Lance?
I'm not speaking to you right now.
You're still bad about it last night?
And the John Denver?
I didn't do the John Denver. That was Bobby.
I'm almost over last night.
Okay. You're sure?
More or less.
All right, well, let's get started. Bobby Davis. Like I said, he's the owner of 405 Outfitters. I've met Bobby back in about 2013-ish.
Probably.
He was an employee of, back then, it would have been the Red Dirt Boar Ranch for a time being. They went out of business. Another guy owned it, and it switched names to Rafter F Hunts. That's right. And Bobby was the main guy at Rafter F Hunts for a long time, and then they folded. And Bobby bought the business, renamed it 405 Outfitters, and here we are. Yeah. Bobby Davis, you want to give us a little intro on yourself? Tell us about you. Tell us about yourself.
Well, not really.
Where'd you go to high school, Bobby?
Here at Wellston. Yep.
Okay. Did we excel in any
sports,
academics, hunting?
I was there.
Have you hunted all your life?
Yeah, pretty much. Grew up hunting, fishing. I mean, basic country stuff.
Did you guys pig hunt before? I mean, since you've got a lot of hogs here, I mean, it's probably gotten more prevalent in the last few years or decade, but when you were younger, were there hogs to hunt?
I didn't kill my first pig until I was about 14. And it was like I was fishing, and I looked up, and I was like, somebody's pigs got out. I'm going to go shoot one of those. And I went and shot one, and it wasn't somebody's pig.
Well,
it was a wild one.
That's a plus for you, I guess.
Yeah.
Long run.
I mean, because that story started out sounded like a crime.
Yeah, it was close. No, there's been pigs around. They used to be, further up towards Guthrie, and you never really seen them around here. But now, I mean, they've kind of spread and gotten a lot worse.
It's just exploded.
Yeah.
So the ranch here, you've owned this since right before COVID break?
It was October of
20. So it was after.
Yeah, it was right after.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Because we used to come down about every month.
Yeah.
Back when I owned Mission Ready Gun Works, we brought a group of people down. They've always been good to us. So since I have you here on the record and you're not allowed to lie to me at this point, were you?
I didn't swear an oath here. This isn't police work.
Yeah, actually it is.
Oh, okay.
Good cop.
Okay. Yeah.
Bad cop. All right. Are you or are you not at one time the Oklahoma coyote calling champion?
No, I've won some tournaments, but I don't really call myself that because there's some guys that
are good.
Yeah. That I can't hold a candle to. I mean,
really?
Yeah.
Well, I heard you're pretty good at coyote calling.
I've called a few in,
killing a few.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I always want to know that.
Yeah.
You're always slippery when I talk to you.
I wouldn't call myself that.
Okay.
I've called some in, killed some.
You ever hunt a coyote before, Lance?
No, not. We talked about doing it down here, but back in the drinking days, I was like, we'll go and hunt coyotes in the morning. No.
Yeah, no. Never happened.
Might happen now.
Could. That's a possibility.
I almost made it to church today. I was within just a few minutes, so I got up early.
So you sacrificed church for burn-ins.
Actually, you did that, but that's okay.
Nancy P.
So tell us a typical day in your life at 405 Outfitters. Let's just start with when we came down on Saturday. Start with what happens because I've brought hundreds and hundreds of people down here for two business. We're starting the same thing with Clay Como Shooters. We're going to start bringing people down. Right now, this time we've got 11 guys down here, plus me, so 10 plus me.
Yep.
So on Saturday, how does it look to prepare the lodge? Walk us through everything that happens for a pig hunt.
Jeez. Well, I'm kind of the maid here, so you know,
Sexy made, by the way.
Hey, you know, I'll take my shirt off for the right amount of money.
Nice.
Lance.
All right.
So typically, you know, busy time, we've got guys in here every day. So a group would leave, you know, checkout time's 10. So a lot of times they leave before that. So I'd get here, start cleaning, make beds, do laundry, you know, typical maid work. And then my wife expects me to come home and clean the house too. So
Shame on her.
yeah, I know, right? But get everything cleaned up. Typically guys start showing up about noon, 1 o'clock. Just kind of get you settled in, you know, need to shoot your guns, need to sign waivers, do all that stuff.
Where do we shoot guns at?
Down at the range, east of the lodge.
Okay.
We've got a little kind of lean-to down there that you shoot under. There's a rest and
nice.
everything
It's
there.
covered.
It's got a nice bench.
It's got a bench. Yeah. It's covered. It has the lead sled.
It does have lead sled. 100-yard range.
That bench actually came from one of your guys.
Billy Todd actually made that bench for us.
He did, and it's been holding pretty steady.
Yep. Billy's a good guy.
Yep.
He's actually coming down in the July hunt, I believe.
Nice.
With us,
nice. Yep. Good. Good to see him again. It's been a while. But, yeah, you can shoot down there. There's 3 berms, 25, 50, and 100 yards. Typical shots here, you know, within 50 most of the time. I mean, there's a few spots you can shoot over 100, but we typically try to keep it close because there's a lot of guys that miss.
Right.
Yeah.
There might be a couple off camera.
Yeah, there may be a couple off camera, actually. You know. Well, he really didn't miss.
No, he just gave it a good ear knot.
Yeah, he's got a split ear now.
Hey, that could be like a bonus pig.
Can I say who it is? Is that not allowed? But he owns the marketing company that we're giving this doing this podcast. He's a great guy.
Typically, what I usually say is, you know, there were.
Say again.
Back in the day, there were hunters and there were gatherers. You know,
right.
You got to have some of each, so, you know.
So what would Dane be classified as?
Well, you know.
I brought my food with me, so I didn't starve. I have
See? Yeah.
Smart.
Gatherer. Yeah.
All right. How many pigs and when I say in the pen, pigs in the pen, I've been to a couple other places down here in Oklahoma that sucked. They had warming pens. It means they catch wild hogs. They put them in a warming pen for a week. While you're staying down there, those are not the pigs you're hunting. Mm-hmm. It's for the next group. And they expect you to go out to these warming pens and throw corn to these pigs to familiarize themselves with humans. They don't do that here. These are wild pigs that they catch.
Yep.
So typically, how many pigs are in the pen?
Typically, I try to keep between 2 and 240. Okay. Now, our busy season, I'll carry more. Like this year, I mean, there was one point that I had probably close to 400 pigs in here. But we were in and out killing pigs every day.
Right.
You know, our slower times, I'll cut back a little bit because, I mean, you know, more pigs you got out there, more you got to feed, more you're going to lose. So, you know, it's kind of business, but carry a few less when we don't have near as many hunters.
What's the biggest pig taken out of here?
Biggest pig that I know of over the whole time was 334 and hacksaw.
That was hacksaw.
Yep.
Sabetha.
Yep.
That figured. He's just lucky.
Yeah. He had the little record for a long time, and it's been broken twice. It was 2.4 pounds, went down to 2.2, and now it's 194.
Damn. Did it still have the sack on it?
You know, the dude shot it with a 308 from like 3 feet away.
So that helped with the weight?
No, it just punched a hole right through it. I mean, it was like shooting it with the FMJ, which don't bring here, please. You know, but yeah. It
works pretty good on a less than 2 pound pig, I suppose, but anything else, not so much.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go into the experiences that Lance and I have had down here. I've been down here probably 50 or 60 times. I used to come down every month from 2012 through You'd like to say something?
I'm just thinking about some of Lance's
Some of the
experiences.
experiences. I knew
Lance,
that's
right.
where he was going.
You know,
So I've killed hundreds and hundreds of pigs down here. We've been well over probably 200 people we brought down here. It's a phenomenal facility. So us at Claycoma Shooters, we pimp Bobby and 405 Outfitters. So talking to Bobby, what a pig hunt typically looks like for us, it's $675. You get 2 pigs any size, no trophy fees. Most of the other places charge by the pound. So if you shoot 200-pound pigs or 300-pound pigs, price is exactly the same. It never goes up. They're also one of the only places that includes skin, gut, and core to the pigs. They've got a giant walk-in cooler. So they hang your pigs like we hunt Saturday night and Sunday night. Tonight we'll hunt again after about 5 o'clock. Our pigs are hanging in the cooler from last night. They do a great job with them. And it also includes your 2-night stay in the lodge. One of the things I was telling like Ricky and Dalton, when I pimped this place, I said it's all tongue and groove cedar. So it has that cedar smell. It's a 6,500 square foot facility, 6,000 square foot facility.
5. It's right at 5.
Okay, 5,000 square foot facility. It's got plenty of bedrooms. They can house up to 16 people. 16 people. They've got 13 stands.
14.
14 stands. They put another stand in.
Yep.
So 14 stands. It's really a phenomenal place. I explain it like they took a ski chalet in Colorado, one of the ski resorts, and put it into red dirt, Oklahoma. That's what it's like staying inside this lodge. It's phenomenal.
It's a shalage.
Shalage. It's a shalage. There you go. Good way to go, Lance. So I also like to make an announcement. It's $675 a person, but from this point forward, they're going to take $50 off any person. So it's $625 for any of the people that Claycoma Shooters, Lance and I bring down here from this point forward.
Yep.
We appreciate that.
Yep.
You're the man. Yep. I know you're making tons of money off us, but
oh yeah. You know, take my wife shopping later.
oh, I'm sure you probably will.
I'll think of you while I'm spending it.
And the abuse is free.
You can have anything you want at Target, honey. They're big spenders.
Exactly.
That's right.
You know,
Target is it.
yeah, yeah.
Would you like to talk about last night's festivities at all, Lance? You can start that off.
I wanted to finish, though. You were talking about your day here in the lodge. What do you have to do to prep the pen? We didn't talk about that. You know, what goes into, just quickly, but like maintaining the pen, maintaining the pigs. What do you have to do before hunters actually go out there?
So, you know, we'll give you a safety speech, all that stuff. What to do, what not to do. We've got rules on the wall. They're there because somebody's probably done something stupid and it's up there, you know? I mean,
Sad, but true.
Yeah. There's never a rule until someone does something dumb.
Yep.
You know?
Oh, all policies
And
are that way.
Mhm.
yeah. And you know, you get ready, go shoot whatever. I'll get the gator ready with the corn. We got a slinger on the front that I'll feed with. We used to run feeders here, and it was just more of a pain than anything. Because you know, you can't satisfy everybody. Like, you get those guys that, oh, my feeder didn't go off. Well, sorry, squirrels chewed it up. You know.
And speaking of squirrels,
it's nature.
You have some Boone and Crockett squirrels.
Oh,
down
dude,
there.
I do.
I had one I was in stand 7 last night, and I actually had a squirrel that was so fat he had to lay down to eat.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He said,
That's a good one. Need a squirrel contest. Might be a future endeavor.
"Yeah, absolutely."
Yeah. But yeah.
And is there like a lot of fence maintenance? We also
Not really.
put pigs in. I mean, do we have some getting stands set up?
No, everything. When I bought it, we already had, you know, pretty much everything's up. I added some new blinds. So now we've got 10 blinds, but we've also got, you know, the tree stands. Now we'll go around and check the straps on those stands just to make sure, you know, squirrels again hadn't chewed them up or anything like that. You know, we don't want anybody falling. Blinds, there's not really a whole lot of maintenance to them besides, you know, cleaning them out every now and then. Guys will leave stuff in them.
I like it now that there's almost all of them have an enclosed blind too,
Yeah.
like for inclement weather.
Yeah.
I mean, the tree stands are nice because they're all doubles and they're big and they have a shooting rail.
Yeah.
But it is kind of nice if the weather's not great to actually be enclosed a bit. Just makes it more comfortable.
Yeah. Yep. Until it's summertime, and then it's a sweat box.
Yeah, you get good skin.
Yeah.
Well, but then you could just bounce to one of the ladder stands.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's good variety.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the endeavors last night?
I thought we just put that behind us.
Well, we don't have to start with that, but we can. I mean,
Did I miss something last night?
We got in.
Uh-huh.
Actually, you guys come pick me up first.
Mm-hmm. And we picked Lance up last.
We did pick Lance up last. Well,
Which worked out well.
Yeah.
it did work out well. So we're in the skinning shed, and Dalton and I were in there, and we thought we heard a pop late.
Yeah.
But Lance is shooting a 375 H&H Magnum,
Mm-hmm.
and both of us thought it was Dan Mossman shooting a 308. And
So now I say my gun's anemic. It's okay. Go ahead.
so we come in last night after they were starting to get some sandwiches and stuff, and Lance is still out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Lance comes in, he's like,
Nothing. Well, we start a group text thread.
we did start a group text.
Which
do.
is good. So, I mean, if you have an issue, if you need to get a hold of Bobby and when you're out in the stand, you can do that. So from a safety standpoint and just a comfort standpoint, it's good. But then we also text back and forth of who's shooting, what's going on. I'm bored, whatever. It's a lot of fun. And it's very congratulatory the entire time. Carter got a pig. Herb got a pig. Great job. Great job. Herb got 2 pigs. Go ahead and rub it in. So, I'm in there putting in the work till 10 o'clock at night, running with a single cell flashlight, doing a balancing act, on and off, on and off. Am I going to shoot 2 pigs? Really setting this shot up. Let the big dog eat. Works out well. Crickets. Crickets, right? Princess is out there grinding till 10 o'clock at night, not complaining, right? Because you've probably got a text or two in the years past.
Yeah.
Bobby, I'm getting eaten up with mosquitoes. Will you come get me?
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
And he's like, Lance, it's only 5:15. No, I will not.
I don't know about a text or two. Like, it's pretty much every night when you're out there.
It is. But last night, no. Putting in the work.
I was kind of surprised.
Not a single word.
Did you lose my number? Is that what it is?
No, I actually thought about texting you when it first got dark, and I'm like, I'm not really seeing anything. And then the pigs came in. I'm like, all right, let's give this a shot. Let's see if we can make it work. But Herb, just absolutely nothing.
So finish the story.
That was the story. You're a jerk. We're super nice about everybody else, and you just completely exclude me when I really actually. That's probably the best shot I've ever made down here. The most work I've ever had to put into something.
I mean, well, how could you
here.
miss with that 270 grain?
Hey,
it was pitch black, and I had a tiny flashlight.
I
did some magician work there. Yes.
Are you trying to compensate for something with that? Or
Oh, absolutely. Look at the size of my watch. That's true. I gotta make up everywhere I can.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I hear you.
Where's Carter at? Oh, no Carter. He left us. Grab Carter for us, if you would. I do apologize. I should have been.
It'll be better. You have tonight to try and make up for it.
Okay. I should have been more caring friend.
While we're waiting for Carter, let's talk about the big boars for a second.
Okay.
So these pigs are quite durable. And even with larger calibers, it's not always a great idea to try and shoulder shoot them. Their vitals are a little bit smaller. They're in a little different place than whitetails and some other stuff. And we kind of wanted to see if we could come up with a round that would do it. And we're working on going to Africa here in the near future. So we got on the 375 H&H kick and the 376 Steyr. We were looking for what are some big bores that would be good for Africa, but would also be fun to just knock the ass off a hog.
Crush him.
Yes. And the fact that we like scout rifles, we found somebody that would build me one, and then we absolutely scoured the internet for the Steyr, which they haven't made since 99.
Yep.
And are pretty difficult to find. And we managed to get all that done in time to bring them both on this trip.
Yep, about 6 weeks.
Just fantastic. Part of the reason I didn't get much sleep the night before we came down is we were troubleshooting mine, and I was at the range until 9 o'clock until it got dark. getting that fine tuned. Our boy Yurchek hand loaded rounds for me in the middle of the night and showed up at like 4:45 to the store, so I'd have them before we left.
Nice.
So
You need Diet Coke or anything?
I'm good for the moment. Carter, come in here for a minute.
This is our buddy Carter. Come on around here over the side where everybody can see you. One of my good customers is a guy named Tim Solinsky. This is his son Carter. He's 9 years old. Get up here, Bubba. It's his first pig hunting trip. And this is kind of how we do this. This is another thing on we're going to say about Bobby. We really try to get kids into hunting. So instead of being $675 for his dad and $675 for Carter for 2 pigs, we don't charge. They doesn't charge the dad or the mom, the adult in the deal. So last night was his first hunt. He crushed his very first pig. You were shooting what caliber gun? 6.5 Grendel.
Yeah.
6.5 Grendel
With a can.
with the can. Yeah, he was suppressed, and he made the best headshot exactly where we told him to shoot on the money. Your future sniper stuff, Bubba. You happy? Was it good?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a good time?
Yes.
And we did a big pig contest last night, right?
Yes.
And you took second place.
Yes.
Who stole the money from you?
Lance.
Yes, I did. You know why? Because I put in the work and ground. You just shot the first one that came in. That's a lesson on not to be too soft.
So what's going to happen tonight? You going to kick his ass?
Try.
Get it. You're the man. Go give me an orange crush, would you? All right, Bubba. Money from the baby
Every time.
every time.
They got to learn early. It's a cruel world.
Took
out
$90
there.
from that little kid.
Man.
That's awesome, isn't it?
I got nothing. At that. Do you want to tell us a land story?
You really
Thank you,
should have
Bubba.
went to church this morning.
I probably
Yeah.
should have made a better effort.
Yeah.
Where's Ricky at?
Zach, you want to tell us about your hunting experience for a minute? Come here.
Come on, Zach. Zach is his name's Zach Hicks. Good kid. I started training him on pistols when he was 12,
Oh,
all right.
boy.
and he's clumsy, but we still love him.
It's good to turn the lights off.
Let Ricky do it. Well, hang on. Now we're going to get the money shot of the hair.
That's right.
Boom, and it's
Can you
glory.
do like Fabio and just give us the...
There we go.
Look at that.
Oh,
That's
look at
look at that mane.
I think he kind of
Jeez.
looks a little bit like the Mel Gibson in the first Lethal Weapon. We need to get him a 92 Beretta. But Zach shoots pins well. He's like one of the top pin shooters
Yep, he is.
that we have at Clay Como, and he came down for the trip. Is this your first hog hunting trip?
It's the first one.
Yep.
So it's a good place to bring some kids.
Oh, absolutely.
As long as they're thick-skinned and
Yep.
realize we're not going to take it easy on them.
Right. No, there's no free passes here. Zach's dad, Randy, is actually a professional Santa Claus, for real. I met him they come into the gun shop a bunch, and Randy and his son, Zach, went through one of our DSF classes, Defensive Shooting Fundamentals, at 12, and he rocked. What did you shoot that day?
I shot Smith & Wesson EZ 2.09.
That's right. But then at the end of the class, what did you rock?
45 ACP.
That's right. He went straight to a single action 1911 45 and crushed it.
That's
And
awesome.
Since then, he's been through a CCW class or two, a few private lessons. We've given him a couple lessons on hand-to-hand combat, self-defense stuff down there. Yep. And like Lance says, we shoot pins on Thursday nights. You draw from the holster, shoot 5 pins as fast as you possibly can. And he's one of the number one guys he's 15 now. So we've been doing this for about 3 years. He's a great kid.
My top time was 1.5 seconds from low ready.
That's way better than I don't even know if I could.
All right, we're done
just
talking
watch
to you
it.
now.
All
See you
right.
later.
Watch the light.
Good job, Zach. He's the man.
But yeah, it's a good experience
Mm-hmm.
for adults, for kids, for
Yep.
families. You've brought the gals down before.
Yep. We do a couples hunt once a year, usually in July. And it's all about the girls. It's not, we cater to them. They don't have to do anything. We take them to the blinds. We guide them. We cook for them. We do the whole ball wax. They love it.
Basically, it's how they treat me.
Exactly.
It's
Like
the
Princess Lance,
treatment.
right? Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
It is true.
That is true. So, anything else you want to add? Something you want to get in there? A good Lance story? You got to have something.
Are we doing any other guiding from the business side of this?
Not really.
Because you used to waterfowl guide.
Yeah, we used to waterfowl a little bit. Kind of cut that back.
No dove hunting this year?
No, didn't do any dove hunts. It's you gotta have birds, man. And
Suck lately.
yeah, dove and waterfowl. I mean, we keep some resident geese around, but we don't get a good push. I mean, they hang up in Kansas, and
Right.
I mean, I'm not gonna take somebody's money when I know, it's gonna be a crappy hunt.
Right.
So.
What's the future for 405 Outfitters look like?
Oh,
I see you have some new blinds out there.
Yeah.
Where are those going?
I don't know yet. Hadn't decided.
Okay.
Look
pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what do you got planned? I mean,
just kind of keep it rolling, man.
Upgrading. I feel like you've
Yeah.
upgraded. it's always been a good experience.
Yeah,
But I feel like the blinds have gotten better.
Yeah.
I think the placement is better.
Yeah.
Right. We've got, almost everything's enclosed. So if it's bad weather, it doesn't matter. And again, if it was hot, okay, well, we're going to bail from the blind and actually get in a stand where you can get some breeze.
Yep.
That's nice. That wasn't always the case. I also feel like we've seen more pigs, or the management that you guys are doing. Last time I was here is the most pigs I've ever seen.
agreed.
Just consistently.
Yeah.
Night after night, and good quality, some small ones, some big ones. I feel like I think you're doing a good job. I don't know the business, but from what I've seen coming down since 14, I've probably been here over 15 times.
Yeah.
I
Well,
feel like
at
it's
least.
just consistently getting better, and it was good to start with.
Yeah.
Now, then the fact that you ran it back then too, and now own it,
Yeah, now
you
you can
know
make,
what you're doing, but
you
you
can
can
make-
make the decisions that you want to.
you can make changes. Yeah, absolutely.
There's nobody to answer to except the wife,
You're always going to answer the wife. It's the name of the game, Bubba.
Yep. No, we're steadily making some improvements out there. A little bit at a time.
I know we used to do thermal hunts. Is that ever going to be a thing again? Outside the pen, thermal hunts at all?
I don't know.
I know land's kind of hard to get permission on
Yeah.
now. And that's kind of the way of the world. Everybody wants money for something.
Yeah. The bad thing, there's a lot of guys that do that, but some of them get a pretty bad rep with trespassing and stuff like that. I don't know. You got to know the guys that you're taking, because a lot of the land that I hunt, there's cattle on, and you don't want some idiot out there just wasting away, and killing cattle and
bad juju.
yeah.
Well, and that can be easy to do also. You get sucked into the scope.
Yeah.
It happens
Yeah.
down here.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I was trying to avoid, is smoking two of them at once unless you want to.
Actually, Bobby prefers that you do that.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's
he
fine.
does.
Yeah.
Mrs. Sniper
Come
may
on.
not. I'd like to be allowed to come back.
It's only money, Lance. Can't
Yeah.
take it with you.
Exactly.
Good point.
And are you on the 2 with 1 shot board yet?
All time or just today?
Ever?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've doubled at least once, maybe twice.
Okay.
With the 300 black.
How do you acquire more pigs?
So getting more pigs, I've got a couple guys that kind of keep me supplied. And one of them's been selling here since back when Jimmy Wilson had it. And I still get a lot of pigs from him. And I've got another guy down south that I get a lot of pigs from. And I just kind of picked him up last couple of years. So
Pretty much when you took it over.
yeah,
For you,
pretty
yeah.
much. Yeah.
That's not the preacher guy, is it?
No. I don't buy anything from him anymore. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
they
a
actually had
story behind that.
Yeah, they actually had a preacher that did pigs.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Any thermal hunts in the pen?
Yeah, if you've got them, bring them. I mean, I've got the permit to hunt in there. So, I mean, that's not a big deal.
So let's say, like, for instance, tonight we have a couple of guys that they have flashlights, red light, green lights. You can leave them out an extra hour or so.
Yeah. Typically, that's what we'll do is, extra hour or so. And then,
Okay.
as we're picking up, some
Come
guys
back,
get a
skin
little more
some pigs.
time.
Yep.
Some,
Okay. Yep. So that's always an option.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
good. So basically, your number one thing is make sure everybody gets pig.
Yeah. Yep.
But your pigs are wild. That's one thing that I will say, that I've been here several times when they drop pigs off. They've got a gate over on the side, and they back the trailer in with, 50, 60, 70, 80 pigs.
Yep.
And they open the gate, and there's the least amount of human contact. They don't prod them. They don't anything. They just step back, let the pigs do their own thing. Now, most of them went out of that trailer as fast as they possibly can.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of times you have stragglers that they don't want that human interaction.
Yep.
You want that wild.
That's pretty cool to see. I've been up there when they cut pigs loose once near there.
Yeah, it's assholes and elbows. They're out of there.
It was pretty awesome.
That's right.
That was Mars' first trip, and we were going to actually smoke one of those, but I was like, "You got to be up," and he just kind of waited. I'm like, "No, they're going to be gone."
Right.
Yeah. But that was cool to see.
Yeah, they're getting when they're coming out. When's your next delivery?
I've got a guy I talked to him a couple days ago, and he had 40 so far. But he's a guy that'll bring me 70 to 80 at a time.
Okay.
So
you're stocking up.
Yeah, it should be, within the next week or so. It's a little slower now with everything greening up, kind of harder to catch, but they're still catching them.
Now, we checked the wind tonight. Like, how will tonight look? Because we'll figure out who's shot, who hasn't. We'll pick stands.
Yeah, whoever didn't get pigs last night,
the wind,
right? Whoever didn't get pigs last night, we're going to put them in the best wind stands. Yep, absolutely.
Yep. That's not a big deal.
Have we looked at the wind? Do we know what it's going to do?
I haven't.
Yeah, that was.
I'm assuming
Bobby,
it's still out of the south.
Bobby, that was a question.
Well, I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. So
okay then.
Yeah, it'll all work out.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe we'd make some stand assignments right now.
Yeah.
Since Herb's up on me, I need something decent.
Where do you want me to put you, Lance? Is this
I want something mildly posh.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a little bit elevated. Last night's stand was good, but it was a little in green. I want a little more open space would be nice. 4-ish maybe. Yeah. I don't know what the wind looks like for that, but 4 was good last time.
I absolutely positively think you should put him in 4.
I think so too.
Is 4 bad?
No, there's always big pigs that come out.
What's wrong with 4? Why did no one? Hang on. Why did no one hunt in 4 last night? Let's get back to that.
Because the wind was blowing right to the corn.
Oh, but they came. Well, I guess there weren't any people in there, so they just cruised through 4.
Well, actually, I can say that the biggest pig that I ever shot down here was in 4. 271 pounds.
And 4 is the ant farm, right?
Yes, the ant farm.
Yeah,
dude, that's a great story. Tell us about your ant farm story. Lance that's why we call him Princess. Yeah. Go ahead.
So we're hunting out of the double ladder stand. And at first I thought maybe it was mosquitoes, and I realized the thing's infested with ants. So I'm like, hey, can you guys bring me some bug spray, or maybe could we zap this before tomorrow night? But so they were teasing me a bit, but we liked it. And we're like, all right, this is now the ant farm.
Yeah, but you actually had them bring you the stuff out that day.
Great service. I mean, why would you not hunt here? Absolutely. Ask and you shall receive.
You're the man.
Bobby's top notch.
Bobby is top notch.
I try.
Bobby will serve you a giant roadie if you're feeling rough for that ride home.
Yep.
Bobby's even taken the credit card and showed up with a handle of Jack before the cutoff on Saturday night if you need it.
Yep.
From
Customer Service 101.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he can do it.
All right, Bobby. Tell us your worst hunter experience here.
Hang on, does this involve me?
Well, I don't know.
Well, this all kind of goes back to the whole coyote question you asked earlier.
Okay.
So, it's typically me, Ricky, and Chris that take care of things.
Mm-hmm.
I had a tournament one weekend, had some guys from Falls City, Nebraska, which I hope they call me one day. They won't, but yeah.
If you're listening, call Bobby.
Yeah, I got something for you. Oh, great. We've got a Falls City guy here. Yeah. He wasn't with that group.
Oh,
Yeah, I would have remembered that. So these cats, Chris is here taking care of them. Hey, dude, take them out. Ricky and I will be back after dark to help you skin, do all that. So we're hunting this tournament, and I get a call from Chris. He'd taken these guys out, and he's like, dude, these guys in one have shot like 60 times. And I'm like, what are they doing? Like, what are they shooting at? Go check on them. Like, surely they're not shooting pigs. Well, they had shot a ram, and wasn't a big deal. Whatever, they paid for it. And they shot it like 20 times, okay? Just shooting. Well, some of the guys hadn't killed pigs yet. So, I mean, you know how some of them pigs are. They'll come in, and somebody else will shoot, and they disappear.
yep.
Well, these dudes, they're shooting beer cans, which that's on the rule board, okay?
Now,
And, shooting them off the feeders, just doing stupid crap. Well, I'm not back yet, and I don't know the whole story yet. So I get back, we're skinning pigs, and a few days later, they were acting a little weird when they left. They paid for everything, whatever. A few days later, it was like 2 groups later, I noticed some holes in our sign down here by the gate going into the pen. And I'm like, I wonder where those came from. So I start kind of going back through the groups, and I'm like, well, had to have been one of these 2 groups. So some of the guys that had been here in some other groups that, they take pictures, shoot videos, whatever. And I just was kind of reaching out to them. Hey, do you have any pictures that you took off the balcony, like towards the gate? And finally I got a couple of guys that had done it. And one guy, which was the group right before these guys, there was no holes in the sign. The other guy, which was 2 groups ahead of these guys, there was holes in the sign. And I'm like, yeah, it was those dudes. So they shot holes in the signs. Just
And that's
stupid.
also a very nice sign. It's a giant metal sign
Yeah.
that they had custom made that's
Right.
like over an archway.
Yeah, I mean, it's not cheap.
Yeah,
And
it's not like a road sign.
yeah, they'll never come back. But is what it is.
what's your
Hindsight's 2020.
what's your best experience with hunters down here?
Best?
That one is me.
That one is you.
Besides Lance, No, we've got a group of guys that come, which they'll be here at the end of the month.
Is that the cheese guys, Wisconsin?
No, these are kids. It's a Christian organization called Cross Trail Outfitters, and
Oh yeah, I guided for them
Yeah,
a couple times.
yeah.
Come down and did a week with
Yep.
their kid. Yeah,
Yep, they'll come for a
Yeah,
week,
yeah, yeah.
and they'll bring 12 to 14 kids, and some of the kids that don't have an opportunity to get out and do stuff like this, they take them on hunts, they take them on fishing trips, stuff like that, and they come every year, and we cater to them pretty well. But there's a lot of those kids that without that, they may not.
Yeah. I can actually speak because
Yeah.
Mike Moore and I came down here a couple, 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
And we actually guided. You get one kid.
Yep.
5 nights. You get 5 kids, 1 kid a night.
Yep.
And we got them all pigs.
Yep.
So yeah, it was
Yeah, it's a good deal.
good for you.
Yep.
Good for you. So other than that charities, any other charities that you do besides Lance?
Besides Lance, man, he's that guy.
You did I don't know if it was technically Wounded Warriors, but
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
we
a thing
did.
like that.
We
one
did.
time.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
it for those guys too once. Come down
Yeah.
here to help you. Yep. That was pretty cool too.
Yeah, look at Bobby giving back.
Look at Bobby
Hey,
give him.
there's a few groups that I donate hunts to every year for their auctions and stuff like that. But
Cool. It's all about the kids. And
Yep.
and like I said before, that's one of my biggest things is, I grew up hunting. It was a completely different time,
yeah,
for kids hunting. You got a 22. I took a shotgun to high school,
Yep.
back of my car, truck, went pheasant hunting after school. They can't do that anymore. And that's why we come in, Timmy and Randy, for bringing their kids down here, and you for making it possible that if the dad doesn't want to hunt, you don't charge him.
Yep.
You don't even
Yep.
charge him to stay here.
Yep.
It's a flat $675 and you're good
Yep.
to go. I mean, and that's so important nowadays because, we had the conversation earlier, Ricky and I, and Dane, Randy, and David that you got to pay to hunt wherever you're at. I mean, to deer hunt in Missouri, if you don't know somebody, you have to release land.
Mm-hmm.
There's no longer, people have ruined it. You know, you can't walk up to a farmer's door, knock on the door, and ask them to hunt the property and share part of your game with them after you're done. That doesn't happen anymore, man. So there's no way for kids to learn about the outdoors and, you know, responsibility and ethics and all that good stuff. So we appreciate you for that, man. That's a huge deal for us.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we bring a lot of kids down here. So that's all I'm saying nice about you the rest of the day.
Okay. I'll take that.
What about your best hunt down here? Best, funniest moment?
My best hunt, funniest moment down here. Well, it's probably actually, I mean, I could name 100 Lance ones, but yeah, easy.
Yeah.
But we hunt 2 nights. We do a big pig contest, usually both nights. And was down here with Craig Baker, who is one of my employees, also worked at the Platte County Sheriff's Department with me up in Missouri. And I went to high school with him, so I've known him forever and ever and ever. And Craig is different, right? And we're doing a big pig contest, and everybody puts $10 in a kitty. Whoever shoots the biggest pig gets the kitty at the end of the night. Well, out of stand 4, I crushed this 271-pound monster. Got almost 3-inch tusks out of the bottom. Just a good-looking pig, right? Get him in. There's like 10 of us, so I got $90 coming to me. And Baker shoots a fat sow that's 10 pounds heavier and got 11 pigs inside of her when we skin it. And I lost with a stud.
Baker for the extra pigs.
Yeah.
You should have charged for the extra pigs.
Yeah, you can keep them in the weight, but you got to pay for them.
Right.
One or the other.
Yeah, so I've had so many good times down here. I mean, it's just, and that's why we coming back. I mean, when I walked in yesterday in the door, I don't know who was in front of me. What was the first thing I said?
That's not what I was going to say. I was like, where's the guys that own this? Are they around?
Nope. Yeah. No, and that's another thing, you know, Dalton says, where's the guys that own this place? I'm like, they trust us. Yeah. They've always trusted us. I mean, if we want to take the buggy, he pretty much lets us take the buggy. I mean, guides only. Well, there's
an unwritten rule there that
Herb's been deputized as a part-time guide.
Yeah.
When Bobby's gone.
Bobby's got small children. And there's been times in the past he's asked me, he goes, hey, my daughter's got a dance recital. My son's got this going on. Dude, can you take your guys out? Sure. So I take the guys out. I put them all in the stands, and I go to whatever stand. I kind of hide the buggy in the weeds and walk 100 yards to my stand. You know, so we have that relationship that, you know, that's why we get the lodge to ourselves. That's why no one else from any other group is here. You know,
with that, and they couldn't tolerate us.
Right, that's true. There is that. Tomorrow, I'm a Nazi. I'm going to make all you guys strip your sheets and pillowcases off your bed, fold your blanket. You know, we want to leave this place better than what we found it. You know, and anybody that knows me that's been down here or in the future at the shop, when I say that, that's part of our responsibility. That's why we get what we get here.
Yep.
And we love you for that, man.
Yep.
You too, Lance.
Except for Lance. Lance just loves me.
I do. I love it down here.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
What's a couple of your favorite overall hunts? Because I know anybody that comes in here, there's a lot of things hanging on the walls. What's the most proud thing you've ever shot?
Man, you know, I actually killed my first bull elk last year, and I had my nephew with me, and that kid, he's 14. He might be 15 now.
Is that Jamie's son?
Huh?
Jamie's son?
Stepson, yeah.
Stepson, okay.
Yeah. Shane's son.
Shane, okay. Yep.
So Case, he's been hunting with me since he was big enough to walk. You know, I took him, killed his first deer. But we both had bull tags, and we hiked in. It's a spot that a buddy of mine, you know, I've been going to Colorado with him for, I don't know, probably 10 or 12 years. And it's a spot that his dad's been for probably 30 years. And we had bull tags. We went into where we elk hunt, and I had my mules with me, which was, it was dumb that we didn't ride them in. I don't know why, but in my mind, I was like, hey, we're going to ride them. We're going to walk in. If we kill something, we'll get it all deboned, ready for the mules.
Pack it out.
Bring the mules back, pack it out. Yeah, that didn't happen. So we go in and we get set up, and we'd actually walked by a guy that was camping in there, and there's never anybody in there. We walked right by his tent. It's dark, you know, and he pops his head out, sees us, you know, and we go on to our spot where we hunt all the time. And he went on down to another place where he was hunting, but we get set up, and the buddy of mine that I go with, his dad, he's texting me, you know, and it's breaking daylight, and he's like, well, are you hearing anything? Because the year before, man, we went in there, and all the way in, it was fighting and bugling. And like that, I didn't kill anything that year, but it was one of those deals. I got to watch those bulls fight, and then 5 seconds later, hear them fight. You know, they were done fighting by the time I heard them. And just watching them do that year, I was like, man, that's good enough for me. You know, if I don't kill one, I don't kill one. That was cool as shit.
About the experience.
Yeah. Well, I take him in, and it's like, I don't know, probably 5 minutes in the shooting light, and we're texting back and forth. I'm like, nah, we hadn't seen anything, hadn't heard anything. Somebody shoots like way, way away from us. And I look down in the bottom, and we're hunting above private land. We're on public. And we just hunt those elk coming up and down, you know, going to the private and coming from it. So I look down, and there's elk coming. And I'm like, hey, got to go. Here they come. So we're waiting on him to come up, and, you know, first legal bull, I'm going to shoot him. I've never killed a bull. I didn't care, you know. It's brown, it's down, you know. Right. And this 5x6 comes up, and I mean, he's not a monster. He's a legal bull. He comes up, and we're watching him. I shoot him. Well, I'm like, hey, get on this gun. You know, there's more elk coming up. And that's part of the deal about shooting suppressed. I mean, those elk didn't care. Like, I shot that one. They kept coming. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, he winds up shooting a bull. We didn't find it. Found a lot of blood, tracked him a long ways, and then just nothing. And we spent a couple hours looking for him, and over the ridge, over the next ridge, and it just, you know, I don't know where that bull went, but we didn't find him. So we get my bull quartered up, and we debone everything, take the first load up to the flat spot where we're going to ride the mules into. Second load, you know, we get everything in our bags, get up there, take the head up, and I'm like, hey, how much you want to carry out? He's like, I don't care. All right. I'm texting my buddy, and I'm like, hey, are y'all going to meet us like halfway? And like, if so, we'll take everything. Yeah. He said, his words were, you two can't pack that whole elk out. And I was like, bet. So we loaded up. There was 2 bags left. And I was like, hey, can you handle that smaller bag? Yeah, I can get it. He took the small bag. We put the big bag on mine. I had the head. I don't know, my pack probably weighed every bit of 250 pounds.
What elevation were you at?
About 8,500 feet. Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
That is horrible.
But see where we're hunting. You know,
we had downhill. Hopefully.
We had made everything. We had gotten it all up to the top, and it was, you know, a steady drop. You know, there's one big canyon that we had to go through. And I was like, man, if we make it to that canyon, surely they'll be in here by the time we get there. So they weren't.
No, sir.
We went as far as I could go. And like, it got to where I would take a step and one leg would cramp. I'd take a step and the other leg would cramp. And I'm like, hey, dude, we got to stop. We unload everything. He never griped. never complained. Like, I was proud of that kid. Like, but we made it almost out before we met up with them. And it was my buddy and his dad, and they came in, and shoot, we were probably 500 yards from the truck. And it was all downhill. And he's like, hey, let me get some of that stuff out of your pack. And I was like, no, just take his stuff. Like, take it off of his back. Just because I wanted to prove a point. But, it was more stubbornness than anything. But
Never challenge me again.
yeah, exactly. We carried it out, and they were like, is that all of it? I was like, yeah. Nah, can't be all of it. And I was like, no, just wait till you grab this pack. And handed him my pack, and he was like, oh, yeah, okay.
That's awesome.
You did it. I was like, yeah, we did it. Yeah. But yeah, that was a cool moment there, watching him tough it out and put the work in. But
Awesome. Now he's been out here a few times guiding, not guiding, but taking hunters out and stuff like
Yeah.
that. He was down here the last time I was down here.
Yep.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Yep.
It's all about the kids.
Yep.
What's the craziest place you've ever hunted?
Craziest place I've ever hunted.
Like hard to get into or
Just coolest place.
remote.
Somewhere a lot of people might not have been.
Man, I hadn't been that many places. I mean, I'd have to say some of the spots I've been to in Colorado that are pretty off the trail, just finding some of those waterfalls back in the mountains that, nobody's
Yeah. That's
messed with, stuff like that. But
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think when we've talked about it, Herb and I have, but some other times, but I think down here, like your experience with your nephew, some of the best things about hunting have nothing to do with hunting.
yeah.
I mean, they really don't. It's the prep for the trip.
Yep.
I mean, we're excited every time we book a trip here. I start a countdown timer and text it
Yeah.
to people. And it's the prep, getting the guns ready, getting the gear ready. Everybody just getting excited about the experience.
What theme we're going to use? Scout rifle, big bore, just cool stuff. Lance we've got a countdown timer in the shop on one of our big screen TVs.
Yeah, then we started that there.
July's already counting down right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But it is. I mean, it's really more than just, you killed a hunt. I don't hunt to kill.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just everything that goes with it is fun. The experience of staying in the lodge.
Yep.
I mean, it's almost like that dorm feel.
Well, I mean, for lack of a better word, I would say it would be fellowship.
Yep.
That'd be a good
I
word
think that actually is a good word.
for what we do. Excuse me.
What dorms were you staying in?
That's right.
Well, but it's a communal thing. I mean, it's not like you're at a hotel or something,
Yeah.
which would lack
Yeah.
some of that
Right.
fellowship that we're all out in the common kitchen and living area.
Yep. Hanging out, telling stories,
Me and Brian.
trying to set an example
Yeah.
for the youngins. Kind of cool stuff. We're getting ready to wrap this up. Give me your phone number down here. They can call to book a hunt,
833-266-5226.
and your website.
405outfitters.com.
Okay. 405outfitters.com. Also, if you guys want to book, you can also go through us at Claycoma Shooters in Claycoma, Missouri. Our phone number there is 816-452-4867. Call and talk to myself or Lance, or you can go to our website, which is www.claycomashooters.com. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yep.
You're the man. We're going to do this again. How was your first podcast?
Good.
Not too bad?
Yeah.
Do you need a cocktail still?
No.
You're
Not,
good? You're
not
good
too
now?
much different from TV stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lance, thank you again as always. I will try to be more attentive to your needs for the rest of this hunt.
Thank you.
Go from this point forward. It's all
I will
about you.
too.
Thank you, Bob. I would expect
All right, guys,
nothing less.
we're going to wrap it up, and you guys have a great day. Come see us. Podcast number 2 is in the books, and we'll go from there. Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to American Downrange, where we keep you locked and loaded. If you love the podcast, share it with a friend. We'll see you next time on American Downrange, presented by Claycoma Shooters.